week 19 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few forwards that look to sell and trade this week with the deadline approaching this week in most fantasy leagues. The first forward, Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans. Ingram, this season, it's been a mixed bag of results in terms of scoring the basketball. I know his assists per game have gone up. The efficiency's gone up a little bit as well for Ingram here, but on the year, 21.9 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 1.4 threes, and 49% from the field. But the last couple of weeks, like I mentioned, 27.5 points a game, 5.8 boards, 5.3 assists, the steal, 1.8 threes, and 49% from the field. So right now, the last couple of games, CJ McCollum did miss time for this Pelican team. And this is the old Brandon Ingram numbers we've seen throughout the years before McCollum got here to New Orleans last season, where he went for 30 and then 34 points February 27th at the Knicks, 24 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 3 threes, 50% from the field. February 28th at the Pacers, 30 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 3 for 13 foul shots he made in that one. Went to the line a whole lot. In March 1st versus Indiana Pacers, 34 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, a steal, a 3, 61% from the field. So Ingram, the last couple games, he's been more aggressive. He's getting a little bit more touches, like I said, with CJ McCollum out of the lineup. But we saw when McCollum in the lineup, assists and scoring the basketball with a decent field goal percentage. So right now, once McCollum returns to this lineup, I believe the numbers for Ingram are going to drop off a little bit. And right now, while he's played at a high level the last few games here, like we've seen the Ingram of old, he's a sell-high candidate this week. Because like I said, there's a lot of good players on that Pelican team. McCollum, Zion Williamson, who's been healthy majority of the season. And like I said, these guys, they need their touches. And sometimes not everyone's going to get theirs game in and game out. The next forward's Josh Hart of the New York Knicks. So Josh Hart, he's a great glue guy. Him and Jalen Brunson obviously have a lot of rapport playing in Villanova and winning championships there. And right now, Josh Hart, he's had a starting role over the last month of the season since OG Anunoby has been out of the lineup. But once OG returns to the lineup, the minutes are going to go down and the numbers will go down for Josh Hart. On the year, 8.7 points a game, 7.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.1 threes, and 42% from the field. But the last couple weeks, big numbers by Hart: 16.5 points a game, 12.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists, 1.3 steals, 2.3 threes a game, and 42% from the field. So right now, like I said, the Knicks are dealing with injuries. Brunson, he got banged up in the last game as well, where Josh Hart touched the ball even more, getting a triple-double in that one. And Josh Hart, I've said it for seasons, and a lot of people probably agree with it. He's one of the better wingmen in the league at rebounding the basketball. You see it year in and year out where he's amongst the league leaders in rebounding at those positions. February 27th versus the Pelicans, 15 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, a 3, 40% from the field. February 29th versus the Warriors, 14 points, 18 boards, 7 assists, 2 steals, 3 threes, 23% from the field. And March 3rd, a monster triple-double at the Cavs, 13 points, 19 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 3 threes, 41% from the field. So very impressive, 37 rebounds in the last 2 games here for Josh Hart. Like I said, he's a rebounding machine. He just knows how to get the position and make plays on the boards. And efficiency in terms of scoring the basketball and field goal percentage, he's not going to bring that to owners, but rebounding and assisting and steals, he's definitely going to bring to owners. But right now, like I said, with OG and Randall out, where those guys will return sooner than later, the minutes and the fantasy value will go down for Josh Hart. So right now, while he's playing at a high level, he's a sell-high forward this week. In the third and final forward, I look to sell and trades DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls. So DeMar DeRozan, he's had a good season, no doubt about it, this Bull team. But like I've mentioned other times with DeRozan, is this Bull team, they're out of it, obviously. They're going to try to get a lottery pick. And towards the end of the year now, I think they're going to rest some of their veterans. We know Zach LaVine's out for the season. Obviously, he's been out multiple weeks already. Lonzo Ball, he's not returning anytime soon or even next year possibly. So right now with 2 key guys out and this Bull team trying to get a good draft pick and maybe possibly trade DeRozan in the offseason, I think they could cut back on his minutes a little bit as the weeks go on and the regular season winds down. On the year, 22.7 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 1.1 steals, and 46% from the field. So DeRozan, he was always a pure scorer going back obviously to his Toronto Raptor days was DeMar DeRozan. And with the San Antonio Spurs, he was solid over there as well. And now here with the Chicago Bulls, he's carved out a decent career with them over the last few years. But after coming off some monster performances here, this is a perfect time to sell DeRozan high, in my opinion. February 27th versus Detroit, 25 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, 56% from the field. February 28th versus the Cavs. A lot of foul shots. He hit in that one. 35 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, a block, 2 threes, 17 foul shots, and only 30% from the field. And March 1st versus Milwaukee, 12 points, 4 boards, 9 assists, a block, 38% from the field. So the last 2 games, poor shooting from the field from DeRozan. But February 28th, the foul shots definitely helped him, obviously. Getting half his points at the line is DeMar DeRozan. So he's a solid player. But like I said, I believe the playing time will go down a little bit for him as the season winds down. And this Bull team's pretty much out of it. So if you could get a nice big man in deal or a point guard in a trade here for DeRozan, this would be the time to do it. While, in my opinion, he's at peak value. So that's a few forwards I look to sell and trade here with the trade deadline approaching this weekend, fantasy weeks for week 19 of the fantasy basketball season.